D, the B-I-Z straight facts. Yeah, Lady T, Normbeezy, the B-I-Z coming at you. Did you know? Straight facts, man. We can only give it to you all how we get it. Yeah. Once again, welcome to the B-I-Z. It's your main man, your host, Normbeezy, in the house today. Another day is a good day. Listen, I got a special guest with me today in my series, part of my series, Love and Basketball. We have one of Huntington's finest, native of Huntington, longtime coach of the D1 Greyhounds for over 16 years, making an impact in the community. I would like for you, everybody, to welcome in with me Mr. Bryan Cords.
How y'all doing?
All right, Ryan, what's up, man? I just mentioned that before we get into all that, man, how are you today, bro?
Man, I'm just doing it, trying to maintain and stay out the way.
That's good stuff, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm kind of lost right now because of COVID. I didn't get to coach my girls, so it's the first time in 16, 17 years that I haven't had a team this time of year. So it's been a little different. It's been a little different, but it's gave me a chance to bond with my daughter and my wife, and, my son, and do a few other things.
Okay, that's what's up, man. This COVID has put I would say a damper in a lot of people's parade. I mean, I officiate basketball, and trust me, on the weekend,
no doubt. And I picked
that
up
for
too.
A couple of reasons. I love it, but at the same time, I'm like, man.
And that's something I picked up this year was officiating, and I was looking forward to doing some of the local tournaments.
Yeah.
But as you can see, and
things and changed on us real quick.
Caught up.
Things changed on us real quick. Well,
yes, sir.
Let me just mention, though, I want to bring in a couple of my sponsors. I want to thank Positive People Association. I also want to give a shout out to the Stars Us Theater Troupe, motto Rise and Shine, you are truly a star. Also want to thank Toyota for sponsoring this podcast. This is the B-I-Z with your man Normbeezy again. So give a shout out to the Fairfield West Improvement Council. I want to also give a shout out to all of my local politicians that are doing good things for the community, but that's what we want to make sure we bring in our sponsors. West Virginia Ray of Hope, Katie Bruckman, and that organization for sponsoring our kids, our Dream Team podcast. So I just wanted to mention that real fast and get that out there, man. So we talking about coaching. We kind of jumped in, like you said, you didn't get a chance to coach this year. Yeah. Tell us about D1 Greyhounds.
The Greyhounds was an offshoot of a program that Dwayne Barnes started for O.J. Mayo and Bill Walker and some other boys from the neighborhood. So they started that, and then a few years later, we had some issues with the Buddy League where our kids didn't make the All-Star team. And me and a friend of mine, Kyle Sheffield, we figured if you can't beat them, then do your own thing. They won't let us in. Let's start our own thing. So we started off just doing barnstorming. Anybody that would let us play, we would play.
Okay.
But we still didn't have a name at that point. We was just playing wherever, under whatever name we could find.
So, okay.
So it was crazy.
Unofficial at the time, right?
Yeah, it was
now.
very unofficial.
At the time,
very
right
unofficial.
Now.
I mean, we had a team. We had a team that had boys and girls, and the ages ranged from like 3rd grade to 7th grade.
Okay, so
and everybody played up to 7th grade, obviously.
Had to. So it was just like street ball. We
picked
you up. We riding down the street.
At its finest.
Hey. We need a power. We need a point guard. We need a forward. We're gonna grab you. Come on.
And then we split up. He took the older kids, and I took the younger kids, which actually left the girls out because now they wouldn't let the girls play with us, play with the boys.
Okay.
So now we got like 4 or 5 girls that are just sitting at home like, what are we to do?
Right.
So we started with the boys. He had a team, like I said, he had an older team. I had a younger team. I did my teams for 3. I did boys for 3 years. He had already switched over to girls, and he had been trying to get me to switch after year 2. But I said, no, I made a commitment to these boys. I'm gonna at least do it one more year. That didn't work out for whatever reason. Then Jenny Sheffield stopped me on the corner. had me on the corner for 45 minutes telling me about these girls.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Cal is doing them. You need to come on.
Yeah.
I got you 5 players. You ain't got to go get none. All you got to do is get the bench. And I was like, Jenny, I'm already committed to these boys. So just because I made the commitment, I have to honor that. So after that season, it just didn't go well with the boys. I don't know if it was just me not being fully engaged or if they not fully engaged, but we just it was a rough season. So after that, I just, switched over to girls. And plus I have a daughter who was living with me, and she was always around it. So I knew in time she was going to want to play.
Yeah.
So now let me go ahead and get with some girls, learn all I can learn so that by the time she's ready to play, then I'm better at it.
Transition right into to helping that situation with her. You know what I'm saying? So how did that come about developing the D1 Greyhounds? Like you said, Dwayne Barnes already had a D1 Greyhound, so the name was established, the organization was established. It was boys at first. Did y'all incorporate, because y'all was going around without a name, so then did y'all get to incorporate your girls into the D1 Greyhounds?
Yes. What we did was, what we looked at actually is we just sat back and looked around and we realized that there's nobody doing something for our kids from our neighborhood, in particular girls. So me and him had a long talk, had a bunch of talks about this. And then one day we just sat and said, look, there's nobody that's giving girls from our neighborhood an opportunity. We have an opportunity. Let's go ahead and take advantage of it. Let's just jump out there. Worst thing could happen is it don't work. But right now it's not working because no one's doing it.
Right. Exactly.
So, but what about all the possibilities? What about getting these girls in school? What about showing them a different way? Right. You know what I mean? So it's been a fun ride for me. Yeah. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
It's been a very fun ride.
I could say over time, from watching and been from here and been around here and hearing about the organization, you've had several young females that have excelled, not only on the basketball court, but off of the basketball court, coming out of the D1 program. So is it safe to say you guys just didn't focus on basketball? You started to maybe become father figures to some of these girls and also role models, like you said, to push them into school, into college, and just to better themselves.
Well, my goal and my vision, I never envisioned coaching a pro, but I did envision coaching college graduates. So that was the whole focus for me, was to make sure that none of them were 16 and pregnant. All of them remained eligible.
Right.
So those, and all of them were good people, leaders in their class and school and communities. So that's what I was focusing on. Basketball was the easy part. They made that easy. They came, they worked, and they all wanted to be good. So they didn't mind. We did something that was illegal. This is how locked in I had them.
You want to share this?
Yeah, I want to share this because they're all out of school now. So there's nothing we can do now. What we did was they were so locked in that they would go to middle school practice and then still want to practice with me. The only time they didn't practice is if they had a game. That was the only day they didn't practice. So for all of their middle school season, they wanted to practice. But we had a rule though. See, we played Fight Club. What's the first rule of Fight Club? Ain't no Fight Club. So if you seen them girls walking in the gym and you asked them, what y'all going to do? Nothing. Y'all been practicing? Nope.
Okay.
But they just had that desire to be good. They didn't care if one of them got the credit or if she got 30 today and she got 20. It didn't matter. They just wanted to be good. They just wanted to work and be good.
And at the end of the day, the W column fell for the whole team.
Right.
Don't matter who get what.
But we were more competitive, believe it or not. We were more competitive with their grade point averages. That meant something. If on my team, if you led the team in grade point average, you got decisions. You get to tell them what to do. You know what I mean? Where are we gonna go eat? I don't know. She that's on her.
So I gave him a sense of responsibility, a sense of, you know what I'm saying, something to be look forward to. You know what I mean?
And I stayed on top of that. And we also we just didn't make it competitive. We also provided whatever they needed as far as education. If we had a girl that needed help in math, we would make sure she got the help she needed.
She got a tutor. And stuff.
We would take care of whatever they needed academically. We made sure that they had it.
That's what's up. They were also very disciplined. I remember officiating a basketball game one time, and my quick story, and it was like the end of the quarter or something was going on, and the girl had the ball, and I'm like, yo, throw it over here real quick. She ran over there and handed me the ball, and I was like, nah, you could have threw me the ball. She was like, no. And I'm like, but I noticed that the rest of the game, whether the ball got away or it was a foul call or something happened and the game stopped, they would take the ball, and instead of throwing me the ball, whoever the official was, they would hand the ball to the official.
Yes.
And I thought, like, okay, that right there is a sign of, you know what I'm saying, a well-coached team. And discipline goes a long way with a well-coached team. If you have a bunch of athletes, they can be good. Talent can go a long way, but nothing like hard work.
Right.
And that simple gesture of the respect to hand the referee the ball, not throw it, not do anything, that just showed a lot right there. You know
See, that thing came about, believe it or not, because I was getting kicked out of a lot of games.
I believe it.
And I was arguing a lot with the refs. But then one day I'm watching basketball, and I'm noticing like I'm watching Dean, and he not getting upset. I'm watching Coach K and Roy and a bunch of the top coaches. They not getting upset regardless of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I said, man, maybe I should try that. So then I started telling my teams, look, I don't care what jump off, good call, bad call, anything in between, you hand the ball to the ref. Now, if you choose not to, that's a sign you're ready to come out the game. So it's a decision that you're going to make.
Right.
If you don't want to do this, I'm fine. Just know that I'm watching and somebody's coming to get you. So I noticed when we started doing that, and plus we play an aggressive style of basketball. Yeah. So a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people pressing up in your face. Yeah, and they like. So I noticed when we started doing simple as handing the ball to the referees, it started, the closer calls started coming our way. The 50-50 calls, the one that could go either way.
Exactly.
They started coming our way.
Say that.
And I was like, yo, we on to something.
We on to something.
So
the referee like, oh, respect. And at the same time, and I hate to say that as an official.
But you're human.
But that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Somebody catch an attitude with me, then it's like, oh, you ain't like that call? Wait till you see the next one.
Exactly.
Or don't you even get close to doing something that you ain't supposed to do next time, because it ain't going to go your way.
Right.
It ain't going to go your way. You know what I'm saying? You play basketball, let me officiate. And the sign of that little gesture that you're doing, oh, okay, I call foul on you, and you give me the ball, oh, okay, you're going to play basketball.
See, I also taught my teams, I've never seen a referee change a call. So because I've never seen that, why are we arguing this call? There's another play that need to be made.
Yes.
So let's move past this call, and let's take care of it. Let's just keep moving forward.
You had a lot of good girls. You had Jordan
Dawson,
Deja Congleton,
Lexi Sheffield, Kirsta Turner, Erica Budd.
Right.
Then on the second team, hold up, Mariah Harmon, Kendra Ziegler, Peyton Walsh. And then on the second team, there was my daughter Jamisa. There was Tia Wooding, Alea Johnson, Sarah Hooks, Bailey, Vyers. And then on my last team, there's Amara Jackson, Jada, Izzy Smith, Amaya Smith. So it's been a fun ride. And before we move forward, I want to let everybody know I've had the best parents that you could ask for. I mean, absolutely, a coach's dream when it comes to parents. But that's part of my process is I'd rather recruit parents than kids. Because if the parents ain't in, it's not going to work. Right. But if you get if the parents are bought in, the kids is bought in too.
But okay, so what inspired you to be a coach?
Believe it or not, it was Jimmy Morton, my first football coach. I tried to quit. I ran we practiced at the boys club at the football field. And he told me run down and around.
Down and around the post.
You already know.
Down and around.
Hit the snake. So I was like, I wasn't feeling it this day. And he, we was at the far end. He said down and around, and I took on off. Ran on down and kept on out the gate. Took my stuff off. But as I'm running, I took my stuff off. But
oh man, hold up.
Yeah. So he show up at my house after practice. Jan, Bryan here? Because he left his stuff at the field. And my mom was like, I thought you said you left it at the boys club. Jimmy said, no, he quit. Here's his stuff. I'll see him tomorrow.
He said, here's his stuff.
And I'll see you tomorrow. So because he treated me that way, and then there was Buddy Graham, the first basketball coach I had, who both of those gentlemen treated me and every player that I've ever known them to coach like it was more than just a player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was they taught a lot of life lessons with basketball. Like I remember the first practice I ever had with Buddy Graham. He had the whole team sitting at the Y at the court, and he's reading to us. And it had nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm 8, 9 years old. Like, man, who is this dude and why is he reading? I want to play basketball. Man, get me back to the boys club. You know what I mean? So because I had some good coaches who I was able to call. I was still able to call once I got into coaching.
Okay.
And they helped me out with some like how to deal with situations and how to handle parents and all that type stuff. So
and coaches do make a big difference in our life, man. Good coaches.
Yes.
And bad coaches, but good coaches make a big difference in a kid's life. Like you said, I know when you grow up and you still call your coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and to this day, I be telling there's some of them that's like 25, 26. Hey, coach, I'll be like, you can't call me, Mr. Courts or Bryan or I can't. This coach.
And believe it or not, like, I know my coach. You know what I'm saying? So that's big. That's major. That's an impact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? George Branch and Stratton. I'm like, hey, I kind of got the same kind of coaching style.
Right.
That they put on me, I'm putting in it. I'm doing the same thing. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that definitely will make a big difference. I know you might have some kids that's coaching now, and I know young Keisha is coaching, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sure.
I'm sure she's using some of Coach Chef's methods.
Yeah. So we definitely get that. So did you play basketball?
Yes.
Did you have a jump shot?
Come on, man. Come on. I'm a Magic Johnson fan, so I had it all.
You can tell the truth.
I had it all. I was Magic. Come on. That's why I used to wear a goatee.
Because you was a Magic Johnson fan.
Yes.
But Magic had the no-look passes.
No, I ain't gonna lie and tell you I had them now. I ain't had a no-looks.
That's where you got Magic from, right?
But I did have a one-hand set shot.
So you played in Huntington High?
I did not. I ended up breaking my foot in high school, and things went south. I did play middle school and played a lot of pickup, a lot over at the boys club.
Let's say the 80 Lewis now. Yeah. There's a lot of legendary stuff going on at the 80 Lewis.
Now, I got a belief system.
Community center too.
When it comes to basketball, back when I was playing, my day, it didn't matter if you averaged 30 at the elementary league, the buddy league, junior high, or in high school. It didn't matter if you couldn't do it at the blue building.
If you couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it at the blue building, you wasn't playing. You know what I mean? It's got to be done at the boys club. And it was it. It didn't matter.
and those stories that people would not understand, man. I mean, a lot of people look up, like Chris Morrow, LaRon, Chapman King, Ron
right.
King, even Kenny Ziegler, man. This is why Kenny step across half court, man.
Doomsy, Jerry Kelly.
Yeah.
It was some real ballers out there.
I used to watch Melvin come across him and shoot the man.
Out of all the basketball players I've ever watched, there was nothing sweeter to me than to watch my brother with that left hand J. There was nothing sweeter.
Wet.
Nothing.
He could hit that. Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, Melvin Courts.
Loved it. And
that's what I mean. You just, it was unreal out there. You know what I'm saying?
It was constant.
It was unreal out there. You really had, you know what I'm saying, whether you was playing out there or, it's a lot of ballers around here. It's a lot of ballers. Speaking of a lot of ballers, let's go back to your favorite. Let's break it down because we can go female, male. You coach the females. Let's talk about the females. Your favorite female. Well, WNBA just got started, so let's talk about our favorite female college player of all time.
Ooh, that's tough.
Favorite female college player of all time.
I got to go with Stewie. Believe it or not, I like Brianna Stewart.
You like Brianna Stewart?
Yeah, I like Stewie. I've always liked her. because she was tall but wasn't a post player. She was one of the first big girls to step out and put the ball on the floor from 3-point and in, and that was like I was like, wow, and she could shoot.
And she could shoot. So
Yeah.
So I mean, I was looking at some names like Tamika Catchings and Sue Bird, and
All of them. Tamika Catchings, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Tina Charles, the girl from Houston.
Man,
Cheryl Swoop.
Cheryl
That's what I'm
Swoop.
thinking.
Cheryl
Cheryl Swoop. I mean, there's a lot of female basketball players. I mean, a lot of them. So girls nowadays have somebody they can look up to. They can like Candace is another one.
Candace Parker.
Oh man,
Candace Parker.
6'4" perimeter player, but can take you in the post.
But can do the thing. Candace Parker.
Candace.
She was
She's
a real
another
deal.
one. She's another one that's. I think I like Stewie because Stewie won over Candace because Candace was my favorite, but Stewie won. She played 3 years, won 3 years, and 3 times most valuable player.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like her because I love winning.
Right.
But
Candace,
Candace,
who she played for though?
She played for UConn.
She played for UConn, so she had a good coach. And that's going to lead me
no
to
question.
And Candace played for.
She had a good coach too.
She had a
Pat
great
Summitt.
coach. She had a great coach in Pat Summitt. So
Yes.
they both played for probably. I ain't gonna say it just yet, but who is the?
Oh,
top
those are definitely the 2 top college women's coaches, and people don't like it when I say this, but I think Gino is potentially the greatest college coach we've seen. A lot of people don't like that because the girls' game doesn't equal up to the boys. If he was that good, he'd be with the boys. No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Because well, if Roy is that good at coaching, how come he ain't coaching girls now? And I'm a Tar Heel. So why is it always got to be girls side got to come to the boys? Why not the boys come to the girls?
And see how it is there.
Yeah,
huh?
see how it is.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it might be more of a challenge for him to coach females than.
Yes.
But don't get me wrong, man. Them females, they are fundamental.
Yes.
And they do actually, to me, they play harder than the guys, man. I mean, females go hard in the paint.
Yes, I would agree with that 100%. When I first started coaching girls, that was one of the things that everybody told me, that girls are soft and crybabies. Believe it or not, I've never had a girl cry. And I used to come to practice and telling them, today I'm gonna make you cry. Anything that she do wrong is your fault. Anybody do something wrong is your fault. And they all look at me with this goofy look like, whatever.
But yeah, they are definitely tough, man. I gotta give it to them. So that favorite coach, you say Gino all the time, man. So that's what's up. So now I'm a little ahead of myself, but I ain't. Best college team, girls or guys? Let's say both. First, let's say best college team.
Best college team I've seen, I would take the '82 Tar Heels. That's the one with James Worthy, Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, Matt Doherty, and Jimmy Black.
You say that because you're a Tar Heel fan?
Partially. And they won championship.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they won championship.
I'm saying, what about UNLV, the Running Rebels?
We got 2 Hall of Famers.
Wow, I'm talking about the best college team.
We got 2 Hall of Famers.
I ain't saying who had the best players on the college
And we
team.
got three in the College Hall of Fame.
But what about the UNLV team?
UNLV,
they couldn't compare.
They tough.
Running Rebels, I think they opened up the game of basketball when they came, or Arkansas.
Yes. Both. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some, and you won't believe I'm going to say this, there's some Duke teams I think that are really, really good.
No.
There's that Kentucky team with Anthony Davis that was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Chris Webber and the Fab Five at Michigan. Really, really good. So, I mean, there's a lot of good teams, but because they had James Worthy, my favorite basketball player, then we got Mike, and then there was, like I said, Sam.
Yeah.
Jimmy Black and Matt. It just was.
I mean, it was a good. It was a good
team, and it wasn't senior laden, and it wasn't freshman. It was a good mix of everything.
So, right there, that says your favorite college player of all time, James Worthy.
Oh, it's no question.
Okay, I think Christian Laettner might be the best.
I wouldn't
college.
I'm with you. I agree with that.
Laettner, and I'm not a fan,
right?
Like that. I'm not a fan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's my favorite player because he's not. You know what I'm saying?
He's had the best career that I've witnessed.
I
can say that. And people look at me like, oh, there's no way. I'm like,
Yeah, it's hard to argue.
Because you don't like him, I get it. You don't like Duke, I get it. But if you take that away and you look honestly at the numbers and what he's accomplished.
Yeah.
It's
that's what I say. It's hard to really looking at something like.
to me, you got to go back to Kareem. And that sounds crazy to get somebody to, in my opinion, that was Kareem, better than him.
Yeah, did that.
Yeah, he did every year.
Yeah, every year. And to do what Christian Laettner did in college, that's my thing. So, all-time women's basketball team, college, favorite all-time women's basketball team.
I like the team. Of course, it's going to be UConn, but I like that UConn team that had Maya Moore and Tina Charles. Yeah. And see, people give Maya all the credit. She was the driving force. But Tina Charles ended up being UConn's all-time leading scorer and rebounder. And she played second fiddle to Maya.
I mean, and they had a real I'm trying to pull up one of Pat Summitt's team.
Now she has which one you want to look at? And she's got a lot of them too.
That's what I was saying. I mean, I'm like just all time.
Because if you look at the teams with Candace on it,
I would say not even the team with Candace on it.
And if you go back before Candace, then it might some real dogs.
Yeah, I'm saying before Candace. I mean, Candace became in the day and age where you have the social media and you have all this technology that could push players' names. Candace became that famous Tennessee player. Like, we love Candace. Like you said, she was still a dog. But if you go back and look at some of Pat's teams,
she had some monsters.
She had some teams.
Yeah, she had some monsters.
And I was trying to look that up, but I'm trying to think. And there was a team in the '90s.
That might have been the one with Catchings.
It was a team in
Catchings
Tamika Catchings
and Catching and Holtzclaw.
Holtzclaw
was on the same team because remember she had the hearing issue.
That team.
Yeah, it's sometimes it comes down to what you like. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times when I have these type of discussions, I like to figure out what's the criteria you're looking at. Then it makes it easier for me to give you an answer. But if you're just asking me,
and that's it. Just ask you.
I gotta go with Tina and Maya.
Before I let you go, what inspirational quote or
one of the sayings we go by, we being the Greyhounds, is do what you trust and trust.
Do what you trust and trust what you do. And I just had another question for you there, though,
yes, sir.
Bryan. What is been your greatest accomplishment?
When it comes to basketball and this Greyhound thing, my greatest accomplishment, both boys and girls, has been none of them being 16 and pregnant. All of them remaining eligible.
Man, for real. That deserves.
And that's the boys and the girls. Man. We've had none of them come up with a teenage pregnancy. We've had all of them remain eligible throughout from middle school through high school. They've always remained eligible. None of my kids have ever been suspended.
That deserves. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's a big accomplishment.
None of them have had any disciplinary actions in school. So I tell people that being a Greyhound playing for me is more than just basketball. It's more of a lifestyle.
Amen.
You know, because I'm gonna be at the PTA meetings.
Right.
I'm gonna be at the spelling bee. I'm gonna be at more than just your basketball games because I care about you as a person more so than I do the basketball player. Basketball's the easy side. Like I told you before, I never envisioned coaching a pro, but I did envision coaching college graduates. Amen. Now, whether you get it through basketball or you get it through academics, because we're gonna keep the academics high too.
Right.
See, like the team GPA. For the first team was 3.4. The second team was 3.6. This last team is 3.7.
Gotta give it up.
So,
give it up.
Like I said, I've been pretty fortunate. Man. I've had parents that have entrusted me with their kids and said, "Do it your way." I've never had a girl parents come to me and say I'm too mean, too tough, too anything. They've all appreciated it. When Huntington High won the championship. With Jordan and them in 2017, every one of those girls came and thanked me at the game. And a lot of people say I should have got a ring. No, I got the thank you I wanted. I got what I needed and wanted. When those girls graduated, they all called me.
Yeah.
Tell me thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's not just the 5 in Huntington High. The girl from Sims Valley, Peyton, she called me. She came over just recently.
Right.
Still to this day, I'm cool with them all and help them all out. They still call. You know, Coach, can I? Should I? What do you think? I got another offer and a job offer, but I don't know if I want to change jobs. So, like I said, it's more than just a basketball thing. It's a lifestyle. It's a family and it's a lifestyle.
That's an impact that you're making in the lives of these kids, and that's, like I said again, you got to give it up one time for all of that as far as the accomplishment, and that's big stuff. And I slid off a little bit, and I was going through some things. This series is love and basketball, so we talked about the basketball. Let's talk about the love a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You've been married for
17 years.
Man, hey, again.
And she's been coaching with me 12 of those 17 years.
See, been coaching together and been right there together. So it's been, bam, there it is.
It's been a family thing.
It's been a family thing, man. So that, congratulations on that too.
And that has also helped the girls out because they get to see. Not saying that none of their families is right, because I've been blessed with that, but they get to see their coach and his wife interact together. Yeah. In hostile situations, in good situations. Right. So they get to see us in a lot of situations, and it helps them. You know, it gives them a point of reference sometimes.
It is. That's wonderful right there. So I was going you answered all the questions I was going to ask you about the love side, you know what I'm saying? So that's good stuff right there, man, because I was going to ask how did she cope with you doing the coaching and everything.
When I was doing boys, she didn't help out, but she always had an idea. Every practice, did you try this? Won't you try that? Every game, you should have ran this play. You should have ran that play. So when I switched over to girls, she did that one time, and I said, no. You talking too much.
That's right. Yeah.
Because when you're in the middle of the game, you know, like as we say, them bullets get to flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she came over, and the girls didn't win, we did not win our first tournament until I listened to her. She told me.
Oh, she was like, "Why didn't you get a hand clap?"
She told me to put Allison Baker in the game and put her on that big girl. We're not gonna have Allison do anything else, but Allison has one job. That girl can't touch the ball no more. Yeah. She cannot. I don't care what happens. That girl and Steph is like, she got it. She know what to do. She's going to do it. And I was like, no, the game's too tight. No. Yeah. And she looked at me. She said, put her in. And the way how serious she looked, and there wasn't no high and low. I was like, all right, I'm gonna put her in. So when I put her in, it was like the whole game changed. Everything about the game changed. Yeah. The girl couldn't score. The girl couldn't rebound.
Right. She just got frustrated.
Ended up picking up to get a technical.
Yeah.
And Allison sitting there grinning. And next thing you know, here go Jay. Now Lexi starting to shoot. And everything just started falling into place. Yeah, so then after the game, and matter of fact, it was a championship. Huh. So after the game, she's sitting there looking at me like,
making adjustments.
I told you I know what I'm doing.
Right.
But that was the first time they won a tournament. And it's even crazier because it was on Mother's Day.
That's what's up.
It was on Mother's Day in Charleston. I'll never forget it.
You had to listen. You had no choice.
I had no choice.
You had no choice but to listen on that day.
I'm still close to Charles Crawford, Little Chucky, Eric Nix, Connor Markins, Chancellor Wooding. I'm still in touch with all of them. So, but it's been a blessing for me. They help, and I told the girls, because I was just coming back from Boston, some other issues, but they helped me out just as much as I helped them out because they gave me a direction. Okay. They gave me some guidance and direction and made my time valuable. So I didn't have that extra time just to be out doing stuff. Yeah. And then once I started coaching, I took coaching a little serious. There were some things I didn't do because I'm coaching. Right. There's some places I wouldn't go because I'm coaching. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it helped me out in a lot of ways. But the girls tell me I helped them more than they helped me. They just don't know that what they did for me was invaluable. Right.
It was a way to find a purpose.
Yes.
And man, I agree. I mean, I agree with that because coaching is, you know what I mean. Once you get into it and you start really, it takes a commitment. Man.
Yes.
And it takes a commitment, and like you said, not just at practice. It takes a commitment on the outside. After practice is really.
People don't realize how much time goes into and I believe this it doesn't matter sport because with basketball I got to find a place to practice. Yeah. Then I got to find girls. Then I got to organize that. Got to get with the parents. Then we got to find tournaments. We got to find money, fundraising ideas. So it's more than just rolling out the balls, X's and O's.
And you watching film afterwards.
And I got to do, I'm watching games, teams we made plays I want to put in, defenses we want to do. So,
so you started studying the game and started studying the whole thing. Yeah, and it's like.
It's a lot to it.
And people don't understand that.
It's not as easy as we make it look. I'll say that. Now, I know some people who got into it thinking it was going to be real easy and real sweet. And they got out real quick.
Like, man, what is going on? Right.
It didn't tell me this.
It didn't tell me this. Speaking of that, man, what about, like, your coaching style? I'm just laughing because, you know, I had a couple games with you. and before, I was saying, this is before we talking about the rules of the game and everything, you know what I'm saying? So people don't understand all that all the time. So like you said, when you get into coaching, you still may not know everything. And as far as the rules, you just know basketball. So you know, I know you're going to fight for your team no matter what when the calls. Yes. But what happened once you got into officiating? What happened with your mindset though? What?
See, because I never really once I started doing travel ball, I cut out all the arguing with referees because I knew it wasn't gonna help us.
Right.
So if it's not helping us, then it can only be hurting us. So what's the point in that? So I was kind of cool. Most referees like me. I mean, it's the other teams and other parents that usually don't like me because when I come to recruit your daughter, one of the first things out my mouth is I'm a yeller and a screamer. I don't want that to get lost in translation. I do yell, I do scream, but I'll never disrespect a girl.
Right.
Never.
Right.
I have daughters. Yeah. And I wouldn't want somebody to do that to mine. Yeah. So I'm not going to disrespect a girl, talk crazy or anything like that. That's just not going to happen. Right. You know what I mean? But I am a little tough. I do demand a lot, and as long as they're doing, giving me effort is my biggest thing, because I do understand that. Girl A may not be as fast as girl B. So I can't expect everybody to run at the same speed. I can't expect everybody to shoot at the same clip. But as long as everybody's giving me effort, I'm okay with that. I can deal with that.
And 100% effort.
Yes, that's all I'm asking.
Give your effort.
That's all I'm asking. But again, most people that see me that don't know me and they only see me on the sideline, because I've seen games and I've seen what I look like. Mm-hmm. I do look crazy. I do. But if you see me before a game, after a game, in practice, or just any other time with my girls, with my team, you'd be like, oh, this dude ain't that bad. Why they follow him around? Yeah. He's so crazy on the court, but when I see him with him, he not like that.
Yeah, he ain't that way.
Yeah, so
you gotta put your game face on too.
Exactly, but I always tell people,
put your game face.
I always tell people, get to know me first.
Right.
Come talk to me.
Right.
See, I'm more than just a basketball player, basketball coach. There's more to Bryan than just basketball. You know what I mean? So that's something that gets lost but most people that get to know me through basketball, they like, oh, this dude's all right. He's just a little intense on game day. But he's all right.
We all can get that way like that. You gotta put your game face on.
And that's what I tried to explain to him. That's all it is. It's a little game face. Most importantly, the girls keep coming back.
Anything you got coming up? Anything you know what I'm saying you want to put on? I know you used to do a lot of the.
Next year, once we get a better handle on COVID, we'll be looking to go back to putting on tournaments. We had one in March that we put on every year. We've done it for. This would have been number 9, the LeBron King Classic. Mm-hmm. We've grown that to up to we had 120 teams come in. So that's growing. Then we did we did that LeBron King. Then we did a Mother's Day tournament. We did that for LaToya Holmes and honor her. And this year we were actually going to add one in the middle between there for Billy Sloan. Yeah, we're going to have a William Sloan Classic. So hopefully next year we get a better handle on COVID. A couple places open back up, and then we can put on the 3 tournaments here in Huntington to honor some great people from our neighborhood and give people the opportunity to see some of the young local talent play. Right. And we can bring in some teams, from all over, because we've had them come from, North Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, Kentucky, Virginia. So hopefully we can get back to doing that and get more teams to come in and and give the people something to look at.
Something to look at. Speaking of that, you think it's going to be basketball this fall? You see football is shutting down. So
to be honest,
do we think there's going to be a basketball season this fall?
As I speak today, no. I don't think we're going to have basketball, but with the way things change, who knows if in October things are different, which will give them a chance to do basketball. I know a lot of the teams are still working out.
Yeah,
the school teams are working out, but they got them in bubbles and all this type stuff.
Right, right.
So I hope so, just because I like basketball.
Yes,
and I'm a fan of the game, but I realistically, no.
Just don't see it happening.
No,
and
I don't see it happening.
Yeah. So, all right, before I leave, the bubble. Speaking of the bubble, who gonna win? Who gonna win the NBA championship right now, man?
It's a tough. Now, my heart is saying the Lakers, but they're not playing right.
They only got like what, one win in the bubble right now.
We got two. Don't short me. I need all mine. I think they got three. I think they're actually 3 and 4, with one more to play, 1 or 2 more to play.
3-8.
No, they not 3-8.
Nah.
But it feel like 0-8. It sure don't feel like 0-8. But
they got one more to play. And the playoffs is coming up. So, so your heart is saying the Lakers because that's where you want to go.
But the Clippers could do it. They looking real tough. I just don't have the faith in Houston because they don't play defense.
Mm-hmm.
They just a shooting machine, and one or two off nights could derail that train. You know what I mean? And in the East, how do you go against Giannis?
Toronto.
But there you go. I was about to say them. Now, Toronto's looking tough. Now, Toronto's looking real tough.
I was thinking about the 76ers, but Ben Simmons left the bubble, I think.
Ben Simmons left the bubble, and Embiid is out.
So, yeah, that kind of.
They're not looking too tough.
No, that kind of, yeah.
And Jimmy Butler's down in Miami getting it. For real getting it.
So, I mean, that's what it is. I keep saying that's our time. I'm going to put this out there. Again, Positive People Association would like to thank you. Normbeezy on the biz would like to thank you. Also wanted to make sure you tune in the person.
Right.
And the impact that you've had with the families. And like I said, the accomplishments that you mentioned are wonderful. So I do want to thank you today again, man, for
thank you for
stopping,
having me,
for your time, coming in, man. Appreciate your time. I really do. You know what I mean? To come on the BIZ podcast.
Anytime, any subject, I'll do my research and I'm willing to give you anything I can help you with. I'm here for you.
All right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't matter. You got my number. Yeah. You hit me up.
And I want y'all to know, you can tune into the biz.buzzsprout.com to listen to that. So you can pick this up, this interview with Coach D1 Greyhounds coach, Mr. Bryan Court.